Game 2 of this doubleheader comes your way on the Wolves Network as Davenport takes on Navarro. The Panthers won Game 1 9-1, and now Game 2 is officially underway. The starting pitcher today for the Wolves in Game 2 is Bubba Thompson. No wins or losses this year. ERA a hair over 2 at 2.10. A good strikeout to walk ratio of 8-1. And he faces the leadoff man, Sam Muniga, here for Navarro. We'll take a look at the batting order here for the Panthers in a moment. Muniga had a hit in Game 1 today, drove in a run and scored twice. Navarro, as a team, had 5 hits. All 9 runs came in that third inning. A lot of walks and hit batters. A swing and a miss strikeout starts the game for Bubba Thompson.
Now batting for the Panthers, designated hitter number 6, Reese Rojas.
And there you see Bubba Thompson again on the hill, looking for his first win of the season. That was his 9th strikeout here of 2021. Good pitching numbers for Braden Mulkey, the reliever, in Game 1 today. 4 1/3 for Davenport. Scoreless outing for him, only gave up a hit. Struck out 6, no walks given up. But it was a tough start for Locke Taylor, who took the loss, his first of the year. Reese Rojas falls behind quickly, 0-2. Rojas, 1 for 2 back in Game 1. Drove in a pair and walked twice. Navarro with that win today, improving their overall record of 13-3. They've won 2 straight, while the Wolves falling to 9-7-1. But again, this has been a red-hot Davenport team after an 0-4 start. That loss for them earlier today was just their 3rd over the past 13 games. 0-2 to Rojas. Rolls that towards the first baseman, Hamlin. That is there for out number 2.
Now batting the catcher, number 12, Tristan Brashears.
Now is Tristan Brashears, the catcher for Navarro. Had a couple of base hits, one of them a double. Back in Game 1, the only extra base hit for either team. The Wolves were held to just 2 hits earlier today, after a great start from Jackson Monkerud. Didn't quite go the distance, fell 1 out short. Navarro turned to Hunter Monroe to finish the game to get the 21st and final out. Monkerud, though, 6 2/3, had 10 punch-outs. A ball to strike to Brashears. Again, Navarro, a very offensive team. They fell just 1 run shy of recording their 9th game this year with 10 runs or more. There's a ground ball that gets behind Thompson. Also beyond the diving glove of Rudwick at shortstop. So Brashears is on with his 3rd hit of this doubleheader.
Number 11, Mark Wozniak.
Brings up Mark Wozniak. 1 for 3 with an RBI in Game 1 today for head coach Christopher Cavazos. The starting pitcher today for Navarro is Bryce Knoll. We'll see him take the mound at the bottom of this first inning. First pitch here misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Wozniak. Thompson behind a ball to no strikes. And now it's 1-1. This marks the 4th appearance of the year for Thompson. Good outing last Friday against Kerrville-Tybee. 5 strong innings, giving up just 2 earned runs. Had a pair of strikeouts. in his debut against Lytle on the mound. 4 innings then, struck out 6. Only gave up 1 earned run. His ERA over 10 innings of work this season, 2.10. In there for strike 2. Thompson began the game with a strikeout of Muniga. Got Rojas to ground out to first. Brashears reaching on a 2-out infield single. That ball is hit towards right center. That's down for a base hit. Brashears will head to third. Into second base, Wozniak. Should be a single for Wozniak, advancing on the throw.
Number 5, Jackson.
But back-to-back 2-out base hits. Extends inning now for Jackson Monkerud. Well, he was big on the mound today for Navarro. Was 0 for 3 at the plate, but did draw a walk. And a big RBI chance here. The Panthers stranded 2 in the first inning earlier today. Monkerud left 2 men on. For the game, Navarro stranded 6 men on base. You do see a courtesy runner, by the way, in place of Brashears. It's Monkerud's brother, Caden, at third. A ball to strike. Inside, 2-1. Boswell on deck here for Navarro. Hailing out of District 27 4A. The Wolves in 28 4A, and this game is their final pre-district game of the season. Popped up. Monkerud over from third base, trying to find it and making the catch. Waxler ends the threat for the Panthers in the top of the first. In the inning, no runs off a pair of hits, 2 men left. We've played a half inning in game 2, scoreless from Wolfpack Park on the Wolves Network.
For the Panthers, no runs, 2 hits.
Barnwood Builders is all new and bringing out their Sunday best.
We didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Every old barn unlocks new stories.
This is the initial of his great-great-grandfather.
History can't save itself, but they can.
To save it, it feels good right here.
An all-new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
Bryce Naw warming up here for Navarro, the starting pitcher in game 2. And again, has big expectations to live up to after Jackson Monkerud was stellar in his start earlier today. The batting order today for Davenport and first-year head coach Ryan Kinnan. Different than what we saw in game 1. Griman, though, again leads off, followed by Meckler and Thompson. Then it's Taylor, Pacheco, and Waxler, Hamlin, Barone, and Rudrick round out the batting order 1 through 9 here today for Davenport. Wolves got their only run of the game in game 1 in the 9th inning. As Griman will lead things off. Back in game 1, Griman for the Wolves was 0 for 3, line into a double play in the 6th inning. But coming into this doubleheader, hitting .364 with a homer and 10 runs driven in. At the plate to face Knoll. Again, Griman, a good leadoff man for Coach Kinnan throughout the season.
Emmett Griman, center field.
4 times this year he has had multi-hit games. 11 runs scored on the season for Davenport. The count even from Knoll, a ball and a strike. One of the few games he has failed to reach coming earlier today, as that is in there for strike 2. Contact keeps the at-bat alive. Count remains 1-2 here to Griman. Another freshman for this Davenport baseball team. 9 of them here in the 2021 inaugural roster. A ball and 2 strikes. Griman, a big rip to left. A leadoff base hit.
Now batting second baseman.
And for
number 9,
Griman,
Cody
that's
Meckler.
his 17th hit of the year. A man aboard with nobody out now for Cody Meckler. Good early sign for the Wolves, who didn't get their first hit until the 3rd back in game 1. That was a 2-out single then by Braden Mulkey. Meckler calls for time. Coming into the doubleheader, hitting .400. A pair of doubles and 9 driven in. Was 0 for 3 earlier today with 2 strikeouts. Fouls it off for strike 1. Meckler was in on 2 really good defensive plays back in game 1. Helped turn a double play early in the game. And then switching positions from 3rd to right field. Had a great catch in the outfield. This could be 2. Instead, the throw gets away. Or did it? No, he had it, and that is a double play. It's a good pick by Wozniak over at first base.
Now batting pitcher number 22, Bubba Thompson.
As Meckler hits into a 6-3 double play. And Coach Kinnan is out to visit with the plate umpire. And now we'll talk to the base umpire. That was a really close play at first base. And now the two will visit with one another. And a good argument from Coach Kinnan. As the base umpire and the plate umpire agree that Wozniak's foot came off the bag. It was a good pick, but his foot came off, and that will lead to a conversation from Coach Christopher Cavazos for Navarro. It will then be scored as a fielder's choice, only 1 out, and Meckler is safe at first. So, tough play. Navarro just missing got on turning a pair. So only 1 out. Meckler at first, and now the batter, Bubba Thompson. Thompson hitless in game 1 with a pair of strikeouts. Had a head early here against Null. 1 ball to no strikes. Runner was going, and that's a hit in the infield. But now a play at third. Meckler kept running and gets tagged out. I think Meckler thought that ball was going to dribble into the outfield grass, but a good play by Muniga, the shortstop. Covered a lot of ground, able to field it, and his momentum took him towards third as well. That helped out finish that play for the Panthers. It is a base hit for Thompson, but Meckler out on the bags. 2 down now for Locke Taylor. Taylor again was the starting pitcher for Davenport.
Kyler Payne.
earlier today, 2 2/3, before Braden Mulkey relieved him in the third inning. The loss was the first he suffered this year. At the plate, Taylor had an infield base hit that came in the seventh. His courtesy runner scored the only run of the game. Taylor, a swing, a fly ball out towards left, and finding it and making the catch, Monkerud out and left. That will end the bottom of the first inning. In the frame, no runs and a pair of hits and a man left. We've played one in game two. No score from Wolfpack Park.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Maybe you're a power user with a modern home office and all the latest tech. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love. Oh, big trouble.
With unprecedented access,
Expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, Channel 515.
Cooking.
And we're back here from Wolfpack Park as we look at the batting order for Navarro. Muniga, Rojas, Brashears, followed by Wozniak, Monkerud, and Boswell. And then Frederick, Null, and Shupak here for the Panthers. In the top of the second, it's hitters 6, 7, and 8. Boswell, Frederick, and Null. Davenport had a couple of hits in the bottom of the first, but unable to bring anybody home. One runner left stranded. There was a base running out for the Wolves as well in the first inning. Boswell, the leadoff man here, the second, was 0 for 2 with a pair of walks and drove in a run as a part of that 9-run third for Navarro back in game one of today's doubleheader.
Batting third baseman number 10.
It remains a great day for baseball. At first pitch in game one, it was about 66 degrees. Still in the mid to upper 60s here for game two. Slight breeze, 10 miles an hour. Good crowd on hand as well. Visitors from nearby Navarro. And here on the campus of Davenport High School. It's 2-1 from Bubba Thompson. Off the dirt for ball three. Each team with a pair of hits back in the first inning. Navarro's each came with 2 outs. Runners were left at second and third when Monkerud popped up. Misses high for ball 4. So Boswell draws his third walk of the day, his first here in game two. And now it's Jacob Frederick.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Jacob Frederick.
The bottom part of the order really didn't do a ton in terms of hits for Navarro earlier today. Batters 5 through 9 had 1 hit combined. Going 1 for 14, but they drove in 3 runs, scoring 2 of the 9 for Navarro back in game 1. Frederick not showing bunt, takes strike 1. And maybe for good reason, he was unable to execute a bunt back in game 1, popping into a double play in his attempt. Nothing in 1 from Thompson. And now Frederick showing as Thompson resets. pitcher Knoll waiting on deck. Frederick takes strike 2 now, and you have to believe that Coach Cavazos is taking the bunt out of play. Thompson threw 21 pitches back of the first. His counterpart Knoll threw 11. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Thompson struck out his first batter today, Muniga, back in inning number 1. Walk Boswell to start this second. Takes his lead. The pitch runs inside. It's 2-2. Again for Davenport, final pre-28-4A test. They'll open district this coming Tuesday against Fredericksburg. 2-2, and he got him looking. Second strikeout for Bubba Thompson, and Frederick will head back into the dugout.
Now batting pitcher number 14, Bryce Knoll.
That's now 9 strikeouts for Wolves pitching on the day. And it brings up Bryce Knoll. Hitless back in game 1, but did drive in a run. It also scored. Good pickoff move, but diving back in, Boswell ahead of the throw. The Navarro team, which began the year 4-0. They've gone 9-3 over the last 12, including their win earlier today. Wolves 9-7-1. Spoke about this earlier in our Game 1 broadcast. Began the year 0-4, have bounced back nicely since then. Well, 1-1 to Knoll. Another throw back. Good tag. Did they get him? They say no. Well, Thompson thought he got him, and so did Hamlin. Big smile across his face. It was a good move by Thompson. Caught Boswell leaning. But still just a 1 out here in the top of the second. So that ball's grounded foul, runs the count to 0-2. The day got off to a great start. Again, that inside the park home run hit by Gage Donovan for Davenport, their freshman. Big star within the program. That pitch just off the plate for ball 1. A moment we had for you on the top of our Game 1 broadcast. Again, hitting that inside the park home run. Another throw over, and again, Boswell back in. That ball hit towards the gap in right center. That's down for a base hit. That's heading towards the wall. Boswell will round third. He's coming home. And over to third base with an RBI triple, Bryce Knoll. And now Knoll coming home, and Knoll is in. Not settling for a triple. 2-0 Navarro.
Now batting second baseman number 3, Aiden Shupak.
So great heads up base running there from Bryce Knoll. The throw into the relay man kind of got away there for Davenport as Knoll celebrates with his teammates. Navarro strikes first again, and now it's Aiden Shupak. So the bottom of the order didn't have much production in terms of hits in game 1. That's a big hit there for Knoll. An RBI triple, and then coming home to score on a defensive play. Shupak did have a base hit, hitting ninth in the order back in game one, also scored a run. Helped turn a double play himself at second base back in game one. The count, a ball and a strike. Pitch is fisted foul, out of play, as Waxler gives it a look from third base. Runs the count to 1-2. We saw just one extra base hit back in game one today as Barone visits with Thompson. And that was a double hit by Brashears. Davenport, the two hits in game one were both singles. They have two hits so far in game two, both singles as well. But this Davenport team does have some pop in the bat as Shupak looks at ball two. As a team, Davenport is slugging .453. They have 4 home runs, a dozen doubles, and half a dozen triples. 2-2. Beg your pardon, that was 3-2. So that is a walk to Shupak. Second walk given up by Thompson here in the second. And that will send up Sam Muniga.
Now batting shortstop, number 13, Sam Muniga.
Muniga, a strikeout victim of Thompson's back of the first. He's 0 for 1. But again, did score twice back in game one earlier today. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Muniga is the 5th batter of the inning. The Panthers sent 5 to the plate back of the first as well. This is Thompson's 42nd pitch. Now, if you recall, there was a really close play at first earlier in this inning. The Wolves thought they had picked off William Boswell. Was ruled safe. Boswell later came home to score. That ball is hit in the air to right field. Tracking it with a catch, Pacheco for out number 2. Muniga 0 for 2 here in game 2. We'll head back into the dugout, and that will bring up Reese Rojas. If you caught our game 1 broadcast, you heard us reference some of the scores in the NCAA tournament, and lo and behold, there was a massive upset. For the 9th time in NCAA tournament history, a 15-2. Strike 1 to Reese Rojas. Oral Roberts, a 15 seed, upsets number 2 seed Ohio State at overtime, 75-72. A lot of brackets, I'm sure, have been busted, and it only took about 2 hours. This ball's hit towards left, long run, catch is made by Braden Mulkey. What a day he's had. Pitching, hitting, and out defensively. That will end the top of the second. In the frame, 2 runs off a hit and a man left. We go to the bottom of the second. Navarro on top, 2-0 on the Wolves Network.
Old man Cliff's daughter. She's been murdered.
Persons of interest?
At this point, the whole town.
Were you here all day? There's someone that can vouch for that.
Never liked her or her family, but I didn't kill her.
Did you kill your daughter?
She may have betrayed me, but I didn't kill her.
I will find the killer.
Blue Ridge. Premiere Saturday, March 13th at 8 Eastern on INSP.
Again, with 28-point play on the horizon for Davenport, let's take a look around the district. And right now, Bernie and Canyon Lake got out to hot starts, 13 and 12 wins respectively. Davenport, though, right there. Again, the third highest winning percentage in 28-4A, ahead of the Texans, the Billies, and the Bulldogs. Fredericksburg will mark Davenport's first 28-4A opponent next week in a Tuesday-Friday home and home. Pacheco, Waxler, Hamlin coming up to hit for the Wolves here in the bottom of the second. Batters 5, 6, and 7. And this will mark the second inning of work for Bryce Knoll. Hit that RBI triple at the top of this inning and also came home with a score in that same play. Pacheco for Davenport coming into the doubleheader, hitting .359 with 8 RBI and 5 extra base hits. Quickly, the count, 0-2. Here to Pacheco. Has had a pair of multi-hit games so far this year. There's a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit, heading towards the corner. Pacheco makes a turn for second. The slide, the tag, he is safe. And that's going to bring out Christopher Cavazos out of the dugout. It looked like a good tag put down, but the ruling is that Pacheco got underneath the tag with a leadoff double. And that will lead to another meeting between the base and the plate umpire. You saw the reaction from Navarro fielders almost instantly, especially from the catcher, Brashears. The way he spun around the plate, he thought he was out. It didn't take Coach Cavazos long to come out of the dugout and make his case. We did see an argument made by Ryan Kinnan prove to be successful earlier today. And we'll see if this call stands. And now they rule him out. To be fair to Navarro, he did look out, but Ryan Kinnan is upset that your plate umpire is right there in position to make that call, and the plate umpire is further removed from the play. How could he overrule it? So that'll be scored as a single. And Pacheco thrown out, trying to advance to second. One down, brings up Waxler. But the base is empty and one out. First pitch inside to Waxler, a .368 hitter. Coming into today's doubleheader. Null works quick. It's a ball to strike. Five RBI in the year for Waxler. The count runs to 1-2. He scored 6 times. Doubled in a win over Randolph. Also has a triple this year that came against Hondo last week. Time called by Waxler and some barking from the Navarro fans. Thought that Waxler called for time late. Null tried to shake it off and ends up plunking Waxler. So Waxler will take his base. And now that call at second, looming kind of large right now.
5, Tristan Hamlin.
If not for the call reversal, Davenport would have 2 on with nobody out. Now it's Tristan Hamlin. Didn't see him bat in game 1. On the year, he's hitting .391. A pair of doubles and 9 RBI. Take strike 1. Just off the plate. Fastball sounded pretty good there from Knoll. It's a ball and a strike. Again, Navarro won game 1 earlier today, 9-1, playing for the doubleheader sweep here this afternoon. Davenport playing for a split. Runner goes. The throw, not in time. Still a base for Waxler. And that marks his 7th stolen base of the season. Outside runs the count to 3 balls and a strike to Hamlin. Nine hits so far in the year for Hamlin. Looking for his 10th. Instead, a good play at first. Play the bag, stepping on it and all for the out. But a productive out will move Waxler over to third.
Now batting catcher number 16, Ty Bourne.
Meanwhile, a good play by Wozniak at first base. That diving stab at the infield grass. And Knoll did his job covering first base. Sends up Ty Barone. 4 RBI on the year and 9 runs scored. And in position to drive home the Wolves' first run of the game. A swinging miss for strike 1. Barone pops up into center. 3 fielders converge and nobody makes the catch. That will bring home Waxler. Barone goes over to second. So runners in and the inning continues. Frederick Marco Moncada and the second baseman Aiden Schupak all win for it. Frederick called them off but couldn't make the catch.
Number 3, Tristan Rudowicz. Running for the catcher, number 11, C.J. Tanner.
C.J. Tanner into courtesy run here for Barone. That'll go down as an E8. And here's Rudowicz. A .412 hitter on the year with 9 walks and 4 runs driven in. Wolves didn't get their first run in game 1 until the 7th. They strike for their first one here in the 2nd in game 2. A ball and a strike. Rudowicz late. It's 1-2. Griman awaits on deck. Well, you saw there the shortstop Muniga really wanted that strike call. Count evens 2-2. And now the count fills. And again, a good run producer in Griman awaiting on deck. Has driven in 10 this year. This is a big out for Bryce Knoll. Rudowicz to center, and this time it's caught by Frederick, and that will end the bottom of the second. In the inning, 1 run off a hit, 1 error, and a man left. We've played 2. It's a 2-1 game heading into the top of the third from Wolfpack Park.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love.
Oh, big trouble. With unprecedented access,
Expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
Let's rock.
Renovation just became the ultimate team sport.
Bring the competition.
I'm a little terrified.
Rock the Block. All new Monday night at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
How about the hard work put in today by our very own Jenna Creel here for the Wolves Network on behalf of Wick Productions. Manning the camera behind home plate for both games here today and getting some sun on this Friday afternoon, slowly turning into the evening. 2-1. Navarro on top as we head into the top of the third. The heart of the order coming up for Navarro. The Panthers will have Brashears, Wozniak, and Monkerud coming up. Batters 3, 4, and 5.
Batting the catcher, number 12, Tristan Brashears.
In less than 2 hours, Davenport's girls soccer team will take the field for their final match of the regular season. They're hosting Canyon Lake at 7 o'clock. First pitch to Brashears is down from Bubba Thompson for a ball. Brashears had that infield single back in the first. Also starting in less than 2 hours, but outside of Davenport High School, the Wolves softball team playing at Bernie. Brashears flies to left, and right there is Mulkey for the first out.
Now batting first baseman, number 11, Mark Wozniak.
Now it's Wozniak here for Navarro. Had a base hit himself in the first inning, came with 2 outs, and has 2 hits on the day. There could be another upset of sorts in the NCAA tournament today in the 12-5 matchup between Oregon State and Tennessee. 12-seeded Beavers on top of the 5th-seeded Vols, 52-37. 9 minutes to go in the second half of that game. 1-0. That ball is punched into the air to right. Pacheco, long run, reaches back, and it's down. Off his glove, heading over for third base. Wozniak is there. So a runner at third. Tough play out there in right.
Now batting left fielder, number 5.
For the
Jackson
Wolves, and that'll bring up
Monkerud.
Jackson Monkerud. And the infield drawn in for Davenport. Waxer, Rudewick in from third and short. Meckler, Hamlin in from first and second, but the pitch gets away from Barone as Wozniak comes home to score. And now a 3-1 Navarro lead. The base is now empty with 1 out for Monkerud. Count 1-0. Monkerud takes high for ball 2. Loyola of Chicago had that great Final Four run a few years ago. On the way to advancing to the second round. They're in an 8-9 matchup. The Ramblers leading Georgia Tech 71-60. Under a minute to go in that game. 3-0 to Monkerud against Bubba Thompson. Get me over strike, 3-1. That's high in sight for a ball. Third walk of the game, surrendered by Thompson.
Now batting third baseman.
A man on with one out now for William Boswell, who walked and scored for the Panthers back of the second. And now Barone and Rudwick will visit with their pitcher Bubba Thompson. Again, 3 walks today, had just 1 in his first 3 appearances this season. At 8 strikeouts across his first 3 appearances, has 2 so far today. Strikeouts of Muniga and of Frederick. And after the meeting, Thompson back to work against William Boswell. Pitch count over 50 now for Thompson. That's in there for a strike. 0-1. Locke Taylor threw over 50 in his start today. The reliever Mulkey threw 58. And now he's playing in the outfield. Good throw back to first, but back in is Monkerud. The times that Monkerud reached base in game 1, he was lifted for a courtesy runner as he was pitching, but stays in the base paths here. Again, what a day he had on the mound in game 1. Monkerud 6 2/3 of 1-run baseball. Gave up just 2 singles, struck out 10, but he threw over 100 pitches today. A $101. A ball and a strike. Good pitch on the breaking ball. Strike 2 from Thompson. Frederick are waiting on deck. As Thompson checks that pitch card. And that will even the count 2-2. Again, this is a good Navarro program. Brought this up in our earlier telecast. The last 7 years, there's been a completed season. Navarro has reached the playoffs. A second-round team back in 2019. Runner goes. Throw over to second. And that gets away. And now Monkerud takes off for third. The ball gets behind Greiman, and Monkerud will head to the plate. And Monkerud is in. So a stolen base and then advancing 2 more. It's now 4-1 Navarro. 2 runs here in the 3rd inning without a hit for the Panthers. Base is empty. A full count here to Boswell. Grounds out to third. And that's knocked down by Waxler, but into left.
Now batting center fielder, number 2, Jacob Frederick.
And time is called by head coach Ryan Kinnan. It's been a tough defensive inning. As Coach Kinnan will talk to his pitcher Bubba Thompson here. With Navarro on top 4-1, the inning began with a fly out to left by Brashears. Wozniak reached on a misplay in right. Monkerud drew the walk. Ended up scoring after stealing second. And now Boswell, the infield base hit. Meeting is over as the players share glove fives with one another. And Thompson out trying to escape this third inning and keeping this deficit at 3. It was the third back in game 1 in which Navarro took over that 9-run frame. 12 came to the plate. Frederick struck out against Thompson back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Fouls it off for strike 1. Again, Davenport a week removed from the Comad Clash tournament. Really strong showing last week, going 4-1-1. Got a 9-8 come from behind win over Hondo. Also tied the Owls in the second game. Beat John Paul the second. Swept Kerrville Tivy in 2 games before falling to Johnson in the finale on Saturday. Also a strong showing at the Floresville tournament the week prior, going 3-1 then. Wins over Uvalde, Poteet, and Burbank. Only loss they suffered came by a run to San Antonio Wolverines. Good pick there by Barone behind the plate. This was after Davenport went winless in the Marion tournament, facing good competition. Good bounce back since then. 1-2. Davenport lost the opener to Blanco by just 2 runs. Lost the second game to Medina Valley by 3. And lost to Lavergne as well by just 2 runs. And a good breaking ball in for strike 3. So Frederick down on strikes for the second time.
Now batting the pitcher, number 14, Bryce Knoll.
Both times looking. And that'll bring up Bryce Knoll. Watch the break of this pitch. Some 12-6 action there from Thompson. Now it's Knoll. In the dirt, that gets away from Barone. Throw back to second. But a good job by Greiman. Did his job on a play at second base. It is his responsibility to come in from center in the event a ball gets by the man covering second base, whether that's Rudwick at short or Meckler at second base. Ensuring that the runner doesn't advance anywhere beyond second. Long half inning here for Navarro. This is a 6th batter at the top of the third. 2 runs already in. And time called by Knoll. Had that RBI triple against Thompson back in the second. High for ball 2. There are a lot of Texas teams playing in the NCAA tournament today, by the way. 2 have already won their games. Texas Tech and Baylor. That's up for ball 3. The Red Raiders in a 6-11 game beat the 11th-seeded Utah State Aggies 65-53. Baylor, the 1 seed of the South, trouble early against Hartford, but wound up winning going away 79-55. And that was actually ball 4 to Knoll. So a 4-pitch walk.
Aiden Shupak
brings up Aiden Shupak, who walked against Thompson to the second. And the courtesy runner, Hunter Monroe, comes in to take Null's place at first base. North Texas playing later tonight against Purdue in a 13-4 game. The Mean Green are the higher seed. And Houston, a 2 seed, playing Cleveland State here in about an hour. Tomorrow, 2 Texas teams will face each other. Texas and Abilene Christian. Two on, 2 out for Shupak. Inside for ball 1. 7th batter here in the third. It has been a long inning, yes, but Navarro only has 1 hit. It came in the infield for Boswell. But 2 have scored, 2 are on. Here's a ground ball. Good play at third base. The throw to first. Is it in time? It is. Weston Waxler. The throw across the diamond. Hamlin the stretch at first. And that will end the top of the third for Navarro. In the inning, 2 runs off a hit. 2 errors and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the third. Panthers on top of Davenport, 4-1 on the Wolves Network.
Cooking Channel has found food paradise.
This is a place where you just want to stay.
It's got sweet, salty, it's spicy, it's savory.
Juicy and crispy.
A collection of the country's most delicious hidden gems will leave you hungry for more.
I'll have what she's having.
Food paradise on Cooking Channel.
Watch Cooking Channel. GVTC, channel 127.
Renovation just became the ultimate team sport.
Bring the competition.
I'm a little terrified.
Rock the Block. All new Monday night at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
And look at this young man's form. Perhaps a wolf in the making there, throwing some strikes in the bullpen. Again, Davenport's pitching has been good this season, so the young man's got some work to do between now and his high school years if this trend continues. Throwing a perfect strike there. 4-1. Navarro on top as we head into the bottom of the third. With the top part of Davenport's order coming up, Griman, Meckler, and Bubba Thompson. Thompson is swing on the second pitch of the inning. Into right, and there is Marco Moncada with the first out.
Now batting second baseman, number 9, Cody Meckler.
Again, what a great end to the top of this inning. A really good defensive play from Weston Waxler at third base. A diving stab at a ground ball. A good stretch from Hamlet at first, and the out recorded on a bang-bang play on a ball hit by Shupak. Here's Muniga from short. That throws in time for the second out.
Now batting pitcher number 22, Bubba Thompson.
So 3 pitches and 2 outs so far in the third for Bryce Nall. Nall a good outing so far, both at the plate and on the mound. Nall has a triple in this game, an RBI and a run scored, and a walk. It has held the Wolves to just 1 run on the mound as he faces his pitching counterpart, Bubba Thompson. Had that infield single against Nall back of the first. Thompson swinging into foul territory as Wozniak runs out of room. We had a couple of broadcasts of Davenport baseball last week, our first couple of broadcasts here on the Wolves Network. And do want to promote once again, as we did a week ago, the social media channel for Davenport baseball on Twitter at BSBL Davenport. You can follow that account for all things Wolves baseball. Cat 2-2 to Thompson. Null looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. He won't have it here as the ball gets through the wickets of Wozniak at first base.
Now batting designated hitter number 20, Locke Taylor.
And that will extend the bottom of the third to Locke Taylor, who flew out to left field in the first. Kyler Payne into courtesy run for Thompson at first base as Taylor steps up. Rudder takes off, and the throw is high. And Payne is still in second. Again, Locke Taylor has some power. 2 homers on the year against Hondo and in the opener against Blanco. A total of 5 extra base hits on the year for Taylor. He's slugging .679 with an OPS over 1,200. And ahead here, 3-0. Two doubles for Taylor. Also doubled in that opener against Blanco. Quite a debut game for him. A 4-pitch walk.
Now batting right fielder number 14.
And that brings up the tying run in Caleb Pacheco. Had that base hit to left in the second and then a controversial play. Was looking for a double. Slid into second base and was called safe. But Navarro head coach Christopher Cavazos argued that the tag was in time. On our feed, it did appear it was in time, and after a meeting between the plate and base umpire, they agreed and overturned the call. But it did still go down as a base hit for Pacheco. Good for his 15th this year. Just missing out on what would have been his 4th double. Null struggling to get out of the 3rd inning here, as 2 have reached with 2 outs. But now ahead against Pacheco, 1-2. Waxler waits on deck. Almost a good pick by Coach Kinnan over there at third. One and two. Misses inside. The inning started with a flyout by Greiman, and then Meckler on the first pitch he saw grounded out. It looked to be a quick inning for Null. It's been anything but it ends with a strikeout. First of the game for Bryce Null as the Wolves leave 2 men on. We've played 3 from Wolfpack Park. Navarro on top, 4-1, and coming to bat in the top of the 4th inning.
How do you make the best season ever even better? Grab the Fox Sports app. It may be the greatest app ever. Because you can watch the action from the best seat in the house. We got the latest and greatest from the best insiders in the business. And keep up with your favorite drivers without needing a helmet. I see you, Chase. NASCAR on the Fox Sports app. Best app ever. Let's rock.
Renovation just became the ultimate team sport.
Bring the competition.
I'm a little terrified.
Rock the Block. Season premiere Monday, March 8th at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
A look at Davenport High School on the campus of Davenport High here at Wolfpack Park. Top of the fourth inning. And the Panthers on top of the Wolves 4-1. Again, a gorgeous, brand new high school opening up in the Comal Independent School District. This is the first year for Davenport High. Varsity sports across the board with the exception of football and volleyball. Volleyball will begin this coming fall. All the other Olympic sports fielding athletes, juniors or younger. So Davenport High won't have their first crop of seniors until next school year, 2021 and 2022. Bubba Thompson in his fourth inning of work here for the Wolves, facing the top of the order. Sam Mudiga leads the fourth of the inning off here for Navarro. There's a swing and a nice play at third from Waxler. And there Hamlin stretches again for the out. So back-to-back really good plays turned in by Waxler from the hot corner at third base. And there's one away here in the fourth inning. Thompson has now thrown 66 pitches in this game as Rojas steps up. He's 0 for 2. Swinging on the first pitch he sees. Waxler has it for the second out.
Now batting catcher, number 12, Tristan Brashears.
Thompson has thrown 20 or more pitches in all 3 innings here in Game 2. 21 in the first, 23 in the second, 20 in the third. But maybe on his way to a quick inning here in the fourth as Brashears steps in. And takes strike one. Brashears 1 for 2. This after having a pair of hits earlier in Game 1, including a double. Over his head for ball 1. Thompson, the young freshman pitcher, looking for the out. Cat runs a 2-1. The Wolves got their only run of the game in the second. Navarro getting 2 each in the second and the third. That ball is fouled away by Brashears. And that will even things out at 2-2. Coming up in the bottom part of this inning, we'll take a look at the RBI leaders on the year for Davenport coming into this doubleheader. As Brashears looks at ball 3. Wozniak awaiting on deck. Beautiful, sunny Friday afternoon here. Ooh, and that hits the batting helmet of Brashears, and he did not like it. So hit by pitch extends the inning. And Coach Cavazos will, or one of the assistants rather, will make sure that he's okay. Knocked his glasses off. And lifted for a courtesy runner. Making sure those aren't broken. And now Wozniak at the plate. reached on an error in the third and later scored a run. Wozniak is 1 for 2. We've seen Davenport try to execute a number of pickoffs throughout the day, dating back to game 1. Really close at a number of those opportunities. Wozniak, the lefty, batting against the right-hander Bubba Thompson. Fouled away for strike 1. Again, what a year it's been for Navarro so far. 13 wins in 16 games. Big offensive numbers. Averaging 9 runs a game. 10 or more 8 times. Put up 3 touchdowns and a safety against Wagner back in game 2, scoring 23 runs against the Thunderbirds. Now the pitching has been solid as well, giving up right around 3 runs a game. 0-1. Wozniak pops up into left. Mulkey has got it, and that will end the top of the 4th. In the inning, no runs, no hits to the man left. Going into the bottom of the 4th, Navarro on top 4-1 from Wolfpack Park.
How do you make the best season ever even better? Grab the Fox Sports app. It may be the greatest app ever. Because you can watch the action from the best seat in the house. We got the latest and greatest from the best insiders in the business. And keep up with your favorite drivers without needing a helmet. I see you, Chase. NASCAR on the Fox Sports app. Best app ever.
Let's rock.
Renovation just became the ultimate team sport.
Bring the competition.
I'm a little terrified.
Rock the Block. Season premiere Monday, March 8th at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, channel 578.
Heading into the bottom of the 4th, the Wolves need some runs. They trail 4-1. How about these run producers this year? Coming into today's doubleheader, a look at the numbers. Your RBI leaders, Braden Mulkey, Emmett Griman, each with 10 on the top of that leaderboard for Davenport. Weston Waxler scored the only run of the game.
Third baseman Weston Waxler
for Davenport, back in the second after reaching on a hit by pitch. Knoll behind against him, or rather the count even rather, a ball and a strike. Waxler's had some really good plays at third so far in this game defensively. And now trying to produce with his bat. A ball and a strike. 1-2. Fouled away. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The hit by pitch Waxler got in the second, the 5th time he's been plunked this season. Keeps finding ways to get on base. But here, strikes out. Second strikeout for Knoll, his second straight.
First baseman number 5, Tristan
Brings
Hamlin.
up Tristan Hamlin. 11th time this year, Waxler has struck out. Was just getting into his on-base percentage at .581. And now it's Hamlin. 0 for 1 here in Game 2. Hamlin did not bat in the opening game of this doubleheader. First pitch swings and fouls out away. Hamlin slugging .478, on base percentage of .440, so his OPS right over 900. Lefty hitter looks at ball one. Nine RBI, 9-run score this year for Hamlin, as the count runs to 2-1. And now 3 balls and a strike here from Bryce Knoll. He's walked just one batter so far today. And that was Locke Taylor back in the third. And a quick visit coming here from Muniga, his shortstop. Again, if you didn't catch game one, Navarro won at 9-1, all 9 runs scoring in the third. That ball hit towards center. That's down for a base hit for Tristan Hamlin.
Now batting the catcher, number 16.
A one-out single, good for his 8th hit of the year. And now it's Ty Barone. Reached on kind of a weird play. Back in the second, hit a fly ball to center. And Jacob Frederick maybe got distracted by Marco Mancata and Aiden Schupak coming in to track the ball down as well, but it was his responsibility. The ball went off his glove as Barone reached. Time call by Barone. Hasn't had a ton of at-bats this year. The starting at catcher here in game 2 today. He does have 4 RBI and has scored 9 times. Here's a hard hit ball down the line and left. Tracked down by Macaroon. Throw to third base. And he's in safely. So Barone has a double.
Now batting shortstop, number
Hamlin
3,
over to third, and just like that, the tying run comes up.
Courtesy run for the catcher, number 11, C.J. Tanner.
C.J. Tanner will courtesy run for Barone, who will go back into the dugout and put on the catcher's gear. And now a big at-bat comes up for Tristan Rudwick. Runner second and third, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th in a 3-run game. And that is the first extra base hit of the day in either game for Davenport. Lefty on righty. Rudwick takes ball 1 upstairs. Rudwick flew out to center back in the second. Has 7 hits on the season. His OPS stands over 1,000. Getting on base more than 60% of the time. But here falls behind 1-2. Four RBI, 4-1 score of the year for Rudwick. All 7 of his hits have been singles. Davenport would take one of those right now. Could drive in 2. Has a good eye as well. Rudwick has drawn 9 walks this season and 26 plate appearances. Runs the count full, 3-2. Griman on deck, Meckler after him. One of the biggest scoring threats Davenport has had today in either game. No, misses low and walks the bases loaded.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Emmett Griman.
So the tying run is on now for Davenport as the lineup card goes back to the top. Boswell and Muniga will visit with Knoll as Griman comes up. And here comes Coach Cavazos. Knoll got this inning off to a good start, struck out the leadoff man Waxler, but has since run into trouble. A single by Hamlin, a double by Barone. Rudwick a walk, and the bases are loaded. So again, Rudwick the walk, and the Wolves have done a very good job in drawing walks all season long. Thompson the leader with a baker's dozen, 13. Rudwick now with 10. Third Wolf at double figures in that category. Taylor with a dozen. Mulkey 7 and Pacheco 7. All these numbers coming into today's doubleheader. Griman up, bases loaded, and only one out. That's a big miss from Knoll for ball one. Worth noting, Griman does have one home run this season. One hit in this game. It was a single as Knoll paints the outside corner for strike one. Up the middle. Could be trouble. There's one. There's two. Ending 6-4, 3 double play. And the freshman Griman frustrated. Big opportunity goes by the wayside for Davenport. In the inning, no runs off a pair of hits and 2 men left. We played 4. 4-1, Navarro on top on the Wolves Network.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love. Oh, big trouble.
With unprecedented access,
expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
One of the more unique fixtures here at Wolfpack Park are the stadium lights. You see them, they're pointed straight down, not outwards. The reason for this is because of the proximity of the Bracken Bat Cave, which holds the largest Mexican free bat colony in the world. This is to not attract them here. We go to the top of the 5th, 4-1. Navarro on top. Again, a big play for the Panthers in the last half inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitcher, Bryce Knoll, induced an inning-ending 6-4, 3 double play. Hit into by Emmett Griman. It was Muniga to Shupak to Wozniak to erase the threat as Moncarud starts the top of the 5th for Navarro. And this is Bubba Thompson's 5th inning of work. That last pitch is 76th here today. Change up in there, a ball and a strike. So we all know what a great website Wikipedia is, right? Well, between innings, once we'd made the decision to talk about the Bracken Bat Cave, pulling up some more information on it. Apparently, the roost is estimated to be at 20 million bats, like in the largest Mexican free bat colony in the world. But it's very useful because of the insect consumption that they have. Apparently, it saves farmers in Central Texas $750,000 a year, or cotton farmers, that is, here in South Texas, because of all the insects the bats eat. The bat stays in the hand here for leadoff man Monkerud. It is on with a leadoff walk.
Now batting third baseman number 10, Will Boswell.
Brings up William Boswell, who has reached twice here today. A walk in the second, scored a run, and had an infield base hit in the third. Two in the second, two in the third for Navarro. Davenport's lone run coming in the second. They have left 6 men on base, and so has Navarro. Outside for ball one from Thompson. And his pitch count now over 80 for the game. Wouldn't think Locke Taylor or Braden Mulkey would be available to pitch, as they each threw over 50 in game one. 1-0 from Thompson. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Boswell not taking the bat off his shoulder right now. He wants to see a strike from Bubba Thompson first. Again, he just walked the leadoff man, Monkerud. He's at first. That's in there. It is 3-1 now. 5 walks so far in the game for Bubba Thompson, but also has 3 strikeouts. That ball's hit into the air to center. Griman finds it and has it for the first out. So a good job by Bubba Thompson, falls behind 3-0. And able to retire Boswell. First out of the 5th will send up Jacob Frederick, twice a strikeout victim against Thompson, both times looking in the second and the third.
Correction, now batting number 1, Caden Monkerud.
As I say that, Frederick pulled back for a pinch hitter. Caden Monkerud is hitting in his place. We've seen Monkerud quite a bit in this doubleheader as a courtesy runner. First time at the plate. First pitch he sees, he's swinging. Only 1 out for Thompson. Looked over to second base, thought better of it, and made sure to get the guaranteed out. Kind of the shrug of the shoulders there to Hamlin.
Now batting the pitcher.
But Thompson was right not to risk it. Brings up Bryce Knoll. With a man at second now, Jackson Monkerud, and 2 down. Knoll has reached twice. That big RBI triple back in the second. Hit that to right center. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Shupak awaits on deck as Thompson tries to pitch around the leadoff walk. Ball gets away from the catcher, Barone. And now Mockery will advance over to third base. Could be big for Navarro. Another wild pitch or pass ball could bring home their 5th run. And a base hit of any kind also guarantees a run. The count's an all, a ball and a strike. Next pitch will mark Thompson's 90th of the day. And pitch number 90 is high for ball 2, 2-1. Thompson trying to keep this a 3-run game with a good part of the order coming up in the bottom of this inning. Meckler, Thompson, and Taylor. 3 balls and a strike. Aiden Shupak, the man on deck. And we'll see him here the 5th as Null draws his 2nd walk. And we'll likely see a courtesy runner in his place as he is the pitcher for Navarro. And time will be called by the Panthers to allow that exact exchange. Hunter Monroe into courtesy run. And here comes Coach Ryan Kinnan out to the mound. And let's see if he makes a change here.
Running for the pitcher, number 7, Hunter Monroe.
This could be a number of things talked about on the mound right now. How Thompson is feeling physically. Again, 92 pitches thrown so far today. Could be about this specific batter, Shupak, the game situation, and maybe trying to buy some time as well. 4-1, Navarro on top. There are the base runners, Monroe and Monkerud, along with Shupak, the hitter, due up. And Coach Kinnan will allow Thompson to stay in the game. Shupak 0 for 1 in game 2. With a walk, had a base hit back in game 1. In a position to expand this lead. The first pitch from Bubba Thompson is slap foul. So Shupak behind early here, 0-1. Each team a big pre-district test here with 28 4A play looming for the Wolves, 27 4A play on the horizon for the Panthers. Shupak looks at strike 2. Good pitch there from Thompson on the outer half of the plate. Nothing in 2. Thompson strikes him out. So whatever Coach Kinnan said to him on the mound worked. Responds by throwing 3 strikes to Aiden Shupak. It is out of a jam here in the top of the 5th. In the inning, no runs, no hits, and 2 men left. It remains a 4-1 Navarro lead on the Wolves Network.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love.
Oh, big trouble. With unprecedented access,
expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
That's the way we do it, boys. NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
How do you make the best season ever even better? Grab the Fox Sports app. It may be the greatest app ever, because you can watch the action.
Heading into the bottom of the fifth, a 4-1 Navarro lead in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Panthers won Game 1 earlier today, 9-1, playing for the sweep. But Davenport hanging tough. At the top half of the sitting, Bubba Thompson pitching himself out of a jam. Runners on. 2 runners on, in fact, and got a strikeout of Aiden Schupak to end the threat, sending us into the bottom of the fifth. Meckler leads off here against Bryce Knoll for the Panthers. He'd be followed by Bubba Thompson and Locke Taylor. Meckler 0 for 2 so far here in Game 2, but ahead here against Knoll 3-0. Meckler was hitless in Game 1. Takes a strike, and he was ready to flip his bat into the on-deck circle. And out 3-1 from Knoll. The right-hander for the Panthers. That is ball 4. And a leadoff walk starts the fifth for Davenport.
Now batting pitcher, number 22, Bubba Thompson.
Third to walk the game from Knoll. Now it's Bubba Thompson. 1 for 2 with an infield single here in Game 2. Struck out twice in Game 1. Again, some good power in that bat as 2 homers lead the team. And calls for time. One of 3 sophomores on the team for Davenport. 3 sophomores, 3 juniors, 9 freshmen. Really young team here in year 1 of the Wolves program. And here they are, 17 games into their inaugural season. They are 9-7-1. As after Knoll walks Meckler on 5 pitches, falls behind against Thompson. 2-0. A meeting on the mound. I beg your pardon, Thompson, one of the 9 freshmen. Had an eye on Locke Taylor on deck. He is one of the 3 sophomores on the team. Boy, you just look at the reaction there for the first baseman, Wozniak. Had Knoll thrown over to first base, odds are Meckler's out. There's strike 1, a ball to strike here to Thompson. Nobody out, bottom of the fifth. Davenport has erased a number of deficits this season. It happened just a few nights ago on Tuesday in a win over Austin Waves. But Navarro, a stiffer challenge here today. Trying to protect this 4-1 lead. Count 2-1 to Thompson. Another glance without a throw there from Knoll. That ball's grounded, and it is a fair ball. Inside the line, the third baseman Boswell didn't agree. Heading over to second base, Thompson is in with a double.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 20, Locke Taylor.
Navarro thought that ball was outside the third base bag.
Runner for the pitcher, number 19, Kyler Payne.
And that'll bring out Coach Cavazos again to argue on his team's behalf as Thompson is lifted for the time being for a courtesy runner. It's Kyler Payne taking his place, and he's talking to the home plate umpire who made the call that the ball was fair. And you can see he's kind of waving Coach Cavazos away. Well, that's it for the argument. Coach Cavazos not happy. And now Davenport really threatening here in the fifth. Runners second to third, nobody out now for Locke Taylor. Capable of tying this game with one swing. Taylor was walked today. He's 0 for 1. Here takes strike one from Knoll. Talked pitch counts earlier. Thompson, the pitcher for the Wolves, has thrown 95. The next pitch from Knoll will be his 82nd. Meckler, the runner at third. Payne, courtesy running at second. As Taylor falls behind 0-2. Knoll has wriggled off the hook a couple of times in this game. Has worked himself into a mess here. Runners at second and third and nobody out. And trying to pitch around it. Oh, and 2 to Taylor. A call that's been there at times in the day. It's a tough pitch to take on 2 strikes. It looked to be the same pitch. It's taken for strike 3.
Now batting right field.
So Taylor down on strikes, the first out of the fifth. An out that Bryce Knoll needed. And now it's Caleb Pacheco. Had a base hit in the second. One that he tried stretching into a double, which he thought he had until the call was overturned. And then struck out in the third inning, so he's 1 for 2. 2 on and 1 down. And Pacheco couldn't check his swing. It's no balls and a strike. Waxler awaits on deck. Each team has had their issues leaving runners on base in this game. Navarro has left 8 men on. The Wolves so far 6. 0-2. A young team trying to come through in a big situation. Runner second to third late in the game, down by 3 as Pacheco strikes out on 3 pitches. You do have to tip your cap to Knoll to this point.
Number 18, Weston.
After a walk and a double, has answered back with back-to-back strikeouts, and now it's Weston Waxler with those yellow gloves. Trying to shovel in a base hit here. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Time is called here by the catcher, Brashears. And he will take the opportunity to visit with Knoll as Coach Kinnan talks to Weston Waxler at the plate. And the pitch count here, again climbing for Knoll. The next one will mark his 90th of the day. And pitch number 90 is dead red for a strike, 0-2. Tristan Hamlet on deck here for Davenport. The Wolves want to see him bat in this inning. Navarro wants to wait until the 6th. Waxer scored the Wolves' only run of the game in the 2nd. Then was hit by a pitch. In the second at-bat, he struck out. 4 strikeouts so far for Knoll. That ball hit into right. That gets under the glove of Mancata. This will score a pair as Waxer comes through. It's now a 4-3 game.
Now batting first baseman number 5, Tristan Hamlin.
So Meckler and Payne both come home to score. It is 4-3, and that could be it for Bryce Knoll. Big 2-out, 2-strike hit there for Waxler, who again has had some good plays defensively and a big play there at the plate. And let's see if Knoll stays in. He does not. New pitcher is in for Navarro. As he warms up, we'll step aside. 1-run game at the bottom of the 5th. On the Wolves Network, we're back after this.
Now on the pitch for the Panthers, number 13, Sam Muniga.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love. Oh, big trouble.
With unprecedented access,
Expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
That's the way we do it, boys. NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
So Bryce Knoll goes 4 2/3 as now Navarro will turn to Sam Muniga in from shortstop, now on the mound. This after Weston Waxler chased Knoll out of the game with a 2-run single with 2 outs on a 2-strike pitch. Driving home Cody Meckler and Kyler Payne. And now the batter is Tristan Hamlin. Singled his last time up back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Muniga has that for a strike, throw down, and that sails it to center. But a stolen base for Waxler. That's his 2nd of the game. And again, those are piling up for him this season. Now 8 stolen bases on the season. Backdoor pitch there, just missed. It's 2 balls and a strike. Hamlin is the 6th batter of the inning here for Davenport. Again, both runs scoring with 2 outs on 1 hit from Waxler. That'll run the count to 2-2. By the way, Knoll has taken Muniga's place at shortstop, so the two simply trading positions there. And Thomas called by the batter, Hamlin. Muniga himself had some big plays at shortstop today, helped turn a double play in the 4th inning. That came with the bases loaded. Here's a ground ball towards Knoll, filling in at shortstop. Tough throw, but made to end the inning. But the Wolves, again, strike for 2 in the 5th. The 2 runs courtesy of 1 big hit. A man left. We have played 5. It's a 1-run game between Navarro and Davenport on the Wolves Network.
Be the ultimate cowboy. It's about how you perform on the open range. Showing you've got the grit and the character worthy of this American tradition.
I'm here to win this deal and make my dad proud.
We lost the ranch, and this is my shot at getting it back.
The thought of going home,
You're done here.
it's heart-wrenching.
Ultimate Cowboy Showdown. All new Wednesdays at 9 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Set your DVR season pass now on INSP.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
We saw a change on the mound for the Panthers in the last half inning in the bottom of the 5th. And the Wolves will make a change of their own here in the top of the 6th inning. That's it for Bubba Thompson. 5 innings of work for him today, giving up the 4 runs off 4 hits, finishing with 3 strikeouts while surrendering 4 walks in the game, make it 5 for Thompson. In his place is Tristan Hamlin. Thompson now playing at first. That's where Hamlin was, so the 2 exchanging positions themselves. For Hamlin, this marks his 3rd appearance on the year on the mound. 2 innings of work so far for Hamlin. In those 2 innings, he's given up 1 run, 1 earned run that is, has 1 strikeout and 3 walks surrendered. He is the 4th pitcher used today, the 2nd here in Game 2. Again, if you look back at Game 1, Locke Taylor started, went 2 2/3, threw close to 60 pitches. Braden Mulkey relieved him, had 5 innings of relief, and threw 58 himself. So you have to figure those 2 not available here in Game 2 to pitch. So now it's up to Hamlin to keep this a 1-run game. Top part of the order coming up for the Panthers: Muniga, Rojas, and Brashears. And there you see Weston Waxler, that big 2-run single. In the bottom of the 5th inning, he was behind in the count 1-2. 2 outs. Null had just struck out his last 2 batters. But Waxler delivered that 2-run single to right.
On the pitch for the Wolves, number 5, Tristan Hamlin.
4-3, Navarro on top. This after a lopsided 9-1 win earlier today. So if Hamlin can keep the Panthers at bay, Davenport, if they can scratch across at least a couple, wouldn't be positioned to win at the top of the 7th. But still, a lot of work between now and then. Muniga's 0 for 3. He is the one that relieved Bryce Null in the last half inning on the mound. So Null's book has been finished. 4 2/3 today for the Navarro right-hander. 3 runs off 7 hits, struck out 4 and walked 3. 1-0. Hamlin against Sam Muniga. Muniga with a swing, a fly ball to left. That's going to shoot foul. Although you see at third base, Coach Cavazos pointing towards fair territory, trying to will that call, if you will. But the ball clearly lands foul. The count's 1-1. Muniga, Rojas, Brashears. Again, the batters here for Navarro in the top of the 6th. A team playing for its 3rd straight win and for a sweep here this afternoon. Davenport trying to pick up his 10th win of the year. And avoid what would be their second straight loss. The Wolves haven't lost back-to-back games since starting the season 0-4. Since then, 9 wins over the past 13 with a tie. That's side for ball 4. A leadoff walk to Muniga starts the 6th here for Navarro.
Now batting designated hitter number 6, Reese Rojas.
Now it's Reese Rojas who's 0 for 3 today. This after going 1 for 2 with a pair of RBI and a pair of walks in game 1. Again, Hamlin on the mound. His 3rd appearance of the year. Last pitch this past Saturday against San Antonio Johnson. Only other appearance came against Randolph in what was the Wolves' first win of the season. Had to be a very rewarding win for Davenport on a number of fronts. Like in the first win in program history, more importantly, yes. But they won that game 11-0. Throw back to first. Good play from Thompson over there, first base. Keep that ball from heading into foul territory. So the Wolves dropped their first 4. A couple of heartbreakers and losses to Lavernia and Blanco. And then play their first home game here at Wolfpack Park and blank Randolph 11-0. Runner goes. Throw down, and it's too high. Rudwick was covering from short. Good jump by Muniga as he steals second base. We typically have seen courtesy runners in for the pitchers, but not the case right now. And that is the second stolen base of game 2 here for Navarro. Jackson Monkerud has the other. And so now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Hamlin. Now a bunt showed. And now the Wolves may have Muniga a rundown. No, as Rudwick drops the ball. So Muniga swipes his second. He kind of froze between the base paths, but once he saw Rudwick struggle with the ball at second base, just kept running. And so some big insurance awaits for the Panthers at third base as the infield comes in here for Davenport. A ball and a strike. Good block from Barone. It's 2-1. Two and two. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reese Rojas. Brashears awaits on deck here for Navarro. Trying to answer back after Davenport scored twice in the bottom of the 5th. Navarro has not trailed in this doubleheader. 2-2 from Hamlin. Fights it off to stay alive. Again, the infield drawn in here for Davenport, trying to cut off any play at the plate. Big pitch here from Hamlin against Reese Rojas. Rojas, a ground ball. That's off the glove of Thompson. but ruled as a foul ball. You see Pacheco there, and Wright was ready to help Thompson if that ball had been ruled fair. Count remains 2-2. Big moment here for Hamlin, trying to get the first out. Just misses outside. 3-2. Hamlin, yet another one of those young players out there. One of 9 freshmen on the team. The starter Thompson before him, also a freshman. And again, looking to come through in a big spot. Full count. Hamlin strikes him out. First out of the 6th inning here for Navarro. And a big out number 1 there for Tristan Hamlin. Retires Rojas. Now 0 for 4 here this afternoon. And it brings up a big bat here for Navarro, Tristan Brashears. 1 for 2 in game 2, had 2 hits in game 1, including a double. A swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Brashears. If you recall, back in the 4th inning, got hit by a pitch from Bubba Thompson. A ball that got him on the ear flap. With less than 2 outs, the infield remains drawn in here for Davenport, as the count runs to 0-2. That ball hit towards a gap in left center. That's down for a base hit. That'll bring home a run. Over to second base, Brashears will put the brakes on there as he delivers his second double of the day. And it's now 5-3 Navarro.
Now batting first baseman, number 11, Mark Wozniak.
Easy run for Muniga to score. As Caden Monkerud comes in, a courtesy run for Brashears. 5-3 Navarro on top.
The catcher, number 1, Caden Monkerud.
A good 2-strike double hit by Brashears. As now Barone will visit with the young pitcher Hamlin on the mound. Mark Wozniak, the batter. 1 for 3 and has scored a run today. Similar stat line to game 1. 1 for 3 then and drove in a run. 2-run Navarro lead after that RBI double. As Hamlin misses on the outer part of the plate, a ball to no strikes. His 17th pitch of the inning coming up. Thompson, the starter, through 95 today. The starting pitcher back in game 1 for Navarro, Jackson Monkerud, through 101. Knoll, who's also done for the day as a starting pitcher for Navarro here in game 2, through 95 himself. Hitters count 2-0. Again, Caden Monkerud, the courtesy runner at second. His brother Jackson awaits on deck. The Navarro team playing for its 14th win of the season. Jumped out to a 4-0 start. Split the tournament last week. Got a midweek win on Tuesday, and they won game 1 here this afternoon. 3-0. And a strike taken there by Wozniak. If you missed it in our first telecast, the numbers Navarro put up in those first 4 wins, remarkable, 57 runs. Only surrendering 9 as they came storming out of the gate. Late swing by Wozniak, it's 3-2. And Hamlin has battled back from 3-0. Full count now to Wozniak, the first baseman. Popped up into shallow right. And Meckler's got it for the second out.
Now batting left fielder number 5, Jackson Munkerud.
It'd be pretty big here for Hamlin if he escapes the 6th, having given up just the 1 run. He walked the leadoff man, Muniga. 2 batters later gave up the double to Brashears. Had a chance now to keep the damage at the single run. Jackson Munkerud has walked twice. He has also scored. 0 for 1 in game 2. Left to Hamlin. His first pitch is hit in the air to right. Pacheco trying to find it. Can't. Misjudged it. Another run comes home. Caden Munkerud scores as Jackson Munkerud reaches second. And Navarro's gotten those 2 runs back.
Number 10, Will Boswell.
Again, you saw Pacheco fighting the sun with his glove, trying to find it. Overran it by just a step. Went to reach back, and by then it was too late. So a man on second, 2 out for William Boswell. One for 2 so far in game 2. Boswell, the 6th batter of the 6th inning here for Navarro. Tough lineup to keep in check. The 1-0 pitch is a check swing and it's foul. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Again, we're just kind of getting underway in our Wolves Network coverage. Coming up here shortly, we'll have Wolves softball for you. On March 26th, next Friday, as they host Wimberley at 6 p.m. here from Davenport High School. That ball's sent away foul by Boswell. Runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. One-two is high. And a good play by Barone behind the plate. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the inning started with a walk to Muniga. Stole 2 bases. Came home easily on the double hit by Brashears 2 batters later. His courtesy runner, Caden Munkerud, scored. And there's a steal at third base. Jackson Munkerud, after hitting his double, now at third on that stolen base. He's the one that drove home his brother, Caden. And here we stand now. It is a 6-3 game. Full count to the batter, William Boswell. Hamlin trying to get out of the 6th. Won't do it here. The ball gets away, play at the plate. And the tag not in time. Munkerud scores, 7-3 Navarro. And this long half inning will continue, and Coach Kinnan will come out and visit with his freshman pitcher, Tristan Hamlin.
Number 2, Jacob Frederick.
Jacob Frederick, the batter now for the Panthers, 7th batter of the inning. And 2 straight of reach with 2 outs, and that's going to be it for Hamlin. Pitching change for the Wolves. We got him for you when we come back. 7-3 Navarro on top and still batting in the top of the 6th inning. Back after this from Wolfpack Park.
To be the ultimate cowboy, it's about how you perform on the open range, showing you've got the grit and the character worthy of this American tradition.
I'm here to win this deal and make my dad proud.
We lost the ranch, and this is my shot at getting it back.
The thought of going home,
You're done here.
it's heart-wrenching.
Ultimate Cowboy Showdown. All new Wednesdays at 9 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Set your DVR season pass now on INSP.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
So from one Tristan to another, the Wolves have gone from Tristan Hamlin now to Tristan Rudwick. All about in relief here for Davenport. This marks the 5th appearance on the year for Tristan Rudwick. His last came last Thursday against Hondo, 4 1/3 against the Owls that day, and struck out 5, a season high for him then. On the year, no wins or losses across 7 innings of work. Has 9 strikeouts against 4 walks, ERA of 2. 2 very different spellings of the names, by the way. So Tristan Rudwick pitching now, Trystan, relieving Tristan Hamlin, Tristan. Jacob Frederick in the bat. 7th batter of the 6th here for Navarro. And 3 runs already in. Run scored by Sam Mudiga, Caden Monkerud, and Jackson Monkerud. With Monkerud, Jackson that is, and Tristan Bashir is each delivering RBI doubles. And Rudwick will inherit a base runner. Boswell's at first. And Jacob Frederick is the batter. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts so far today. Rudwick's first pitch is high and tight for ball 1. Hitting the fast forward button to the bottom of this 6th inning, Barone, Rudwick, and Greiman due to hit for Navarro. That ball grounded on through for a hit in the left. Extends the top of the 6th inning. So Frederick's first base hit in either game today
Now batting shortstop,
brings
number
up Bryce
14,
Knoll.
Knoll.
And Knoll, who started the game at pitcher, has been really productive, hitting 8th in the order for Coach Cavazos here today. RBI triple in the 2nd, later scored a run, and since then he's walked twice. Helping out his own cause for perhaps a win on the mound here today. Low for ball 1. This was after Knoll was hitless in game 1. This ball is popped up into center. Greiman has it for the 3rd elusive out here in the top of the 6th inning as 8 come to the plate for the Panthers, and 3 of them score. 2 men left We head to the bottom of the 6th. Wolves down by 4 on the Wolves Network.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. The techno-dexterous? Stay connected in every way. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Old man Cliff's daughter. She's been murdered.
Persons of interest?
At this point, the whole town.
Were you here all day? There's someone that can vouch for that.
Never liked her or her family, but I didn't kill her.
Did you kill your daughter?
She may have betrayed me, but I didn't kill her.
I will find the killer.
Blue Ridge, premieres Saturday, March 13th at 8 Eastern on INSP.
7-3, Panthers on top heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. And there's one of the young members of the Wolfpack enjoying a game here. Game 2 of a doubleheader from Wolfpack Park. But Navarro, 3 runs at the top of the 6th, expanding this lead to 4. Ty Barone, Tristan Rudwick, and Emmett Griman coming up to bat for Davenport, trying to cut into this lead heading into the 7th. Meanwhile, Sam Muniga preparing for his second inning of relief. Relieve Bryce Nall with 2 outs in the 5th.
Catcher number 16, Ty Bourne.
Retired the only batter he saw. Tristan Hamlin doing so on 5 pitches. Barone doubled his last time up in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. As Muniga misses low for ball 1. Again, the Wolves, after this game, will start 28-4 play against Fredericksburg. The first game is here, Wolfpack Park, on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. They'll wrap up the series at Fredericksburg a week from tonight, next Friday, before playing a series against Burney. There are 2 non-district games left on the schedule for Davenport, both on the road. At San Antonio J on April the 17th and April the 24th. That would be a long season. Foul ball makes the count 2-2. Muniga. Induces a pop-up but out of play as Brashears gives it a look. Those 2 non-district games happen on Saturdays. That's how the S threw me off. Saturday, April the 17th, a 2:45 first pitch against San Antonio J. Saturday, April 24th at Lavernia. 2-2. Barone lays off. 3 balls, 2 strikes as the count fills. Rudwick awaits on deck. And there's a strikeout. A swing and a miss by Barone. 1 down to the bottom of the 6th. Muniga in relief has pitched well for coach Christopher Cavazos. And now it's Tristan Rudwick. Came into the game as a reliever in the top half of this inning. Backs out of the way for ball 1. At the plate so far, Rudwick 0 for 1 with a walk. The Wolves so far, 6 hits in the game. Including a double hit by Bubba Thompson back in the 5th. 2-1. And Rudwick late on that pitch. Runs the count to 2-2. Griman awaits on deck. Crooked numbers for the Panthers in 3 innings so far in game 2. 2 runs in both the second and third, and 3 in the 6th as Rudwick is down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Muniga.
Number 1.
And back to the top of the Wolves lineup card is Emmett Griman. Started the game with a base hit to left. Since then 0 for 2. And one of the big moments in the middle of this game came in the 4th. Bases were loaded. Wolves were down 4-1. Griman hit into an inning-ending double play. Lays off this for ball 1. Good eye by Griman. Count runs to 2 balls and no strikes. Meckler awaits on deck. Wolves again looking for some momentum heading into the start of their 28-4A schedule. You look back at their first 17 games of the year coming into the doubleheader, 9 wins. An offense that had produced 99 runs. With 22 extra base hits. 12 of those doubles, 6 triples, and 4 homers. And really good base running as well. 72 stolen bases for Davenport through their first 17 games. They have 3 in this game alone. As Griman rolls one to third, Boswell has a lot of trouble in the transfer from his glove to his hand, and Griman reaches first base.
Now hitting second baseman number 9, Cody Meckler.
And that'll extend the inning now to Cody Meckler. Walked and scored his last plate appearance in the 5th. That ball gets away. And now Griman will advance over to second base. And so now a runner in scoring position here for Meckler. 9 RBI on the season. A batter coming into the doubleheader hitting 400. Looks at ball 2. You look at the pitching for Davenport. As Griman heads for third, and he's got it. And again, the Wolves coming into today's game through their first 17 games of the year. Close to 100 strikeouts, over 78 innings of work with the staff. 3-0. It's a get me over strike to Meckler, 3-1. Nearly double the amount of strikeouts to walks. Team ERA of 2.43. As Meckler draws a walk. Muniga just off the outside corner. And just like that, the tying run is on deck now as Bubba Thompson comes up. Again, that big base hit back in the 5th, a double, came home to score. Can all that offense and pitching hold up in 28-4A play? And a throw back to second. And they're going to say he's out. So Meckler caught stealing over at second base on a good play by Muniga, the pitcher. And that will end the 6th. here from Wolfpack Park. 2 reach. Nobody comes home to score as we head into the bottom of the 6th, or the top of the 7th rather, as the bottom of the 6th comes to a close. 7-3, Navarro on top on the Wolves Network.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
We are the center of everything NASCAR.
The core of the sport you love. Oh, big trouble.
With unprecedented access,
Expert analysis,
and the only place where the biggest stars from behind the wheel join us behind the desk.
NASCAR Race Hub, weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515.
Barnwood Builders is all new and bringing out their Sunday best.
We didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Every old barn unlocks new stories.
This is the initial of his great-great-grandfather.
History can't save itself, but they can.
To save it, it feels good right here.
An all-new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC, channel 126.
Heading into the top of the 7th, Navarro leading 7-3 here from Wolfpack Park. Doubleheader winding down on this gorgeous Friday afternoon, turning into the evening. Sun is still out as we approach the top of the 7 o'clock hour. First pitch of game 1 was at 2 o'clock. And here we are playing into the night as Aiden Schupak starts the top of the 7th here for Navarro, playing for a sweep here this afternoon. First pitch swinging against Rudwick and fouls it off for strike 1. A number of opportunities for Davenport today to score more than the 3 they have. But so far, 8 men left on base. The Panthers have left 10 men on themselves. A number of times in this game, the pitching staff is able to get out of trouble. Some good plays by the defense. And the bats not coming through with all the opportunities that they have had, but for Navarro, enough so far as they lead it 7-3. Schupak over 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Reaches there and fouls it off. Runs the count to 1-2. The good news for Davenport is that the Wolves will have the heart of the order coming up at the bottom of the 7th. Thompson, Taylor, and Pacheco. Batters 3, 4, and 5. Schupak with a swing out towards left. And the lazy fly is caught by Mulkey for the first out.
Now batting for the Panthers.
Again, Rudwick is pitching now for Davenport, and with that, he has moved from shortstop, obviously, and in his place over at short is Kyler Payne. That exchange happened back at the top of the 6th inning. Muniga, who has pitched very well in relief of Bryce Knoll in this game, steps in with nobody on and 1 out. In his last plate appearance, Muniga drew a walk, stole 2 bases, and scored a run. Quite the trip around the bases there for Muniga. On the mound, he has kept the Wolves scoreless and has struck out 2. And ahead here, 3-0. A 1-out walk to Muniga. Second walk he's drawn here in game 2. Brings up Reese Rojas here for Navarro. You go back to game one of the doubleheader today. And across 14 innings of baseball, the Panthers have registered 16 runs. Look at a very offensive team. Rojas, though, after a good opener, hitless in game two with a strikeout. 0 for 4. Throw back to first. Good play from Thompson as Muniga scoots back in. Again, a non-district game between a pair of 4A schools here in South Central Texas, Navarro and Davenport. Panther program playing baseball for a long time. For the Wolves, this is year one. A ball and no strikes. And that will even the count at 1-1. Winter sports wrapping up here at Davenport again. Girls soccer just about to get underway here on campus against Canyon Lake. Basketball season's wrapped up last month. Soccer wrapping up this month. Well into the baseball and softball seasons. Track as well. So really year one of Davenport athletics. Starting to approach the finish line. 2-1. Throw back to first again. Beautiful campus, beautiful facility here, Wolfpack Park. A lot of these facilities, again, in year one, just exquisite what they put in place. As Muniga swipes another bag. Third stolen base for him of the game, all coming in the last 2 innings. Outside, a second straight walk given up by Rudwick. 2 on, 1 out now for Tristan Brashears.
Now batting catcher, number 12, Tristan Brashears.
Can't wait to see what these facilities look like. Once more and more people in the area are vaccinated and more fans are allowed into the ballpark. As Rudwick talks to his catcher, Barreau, in a quick meeting there. I got a 4-run lead, not all that comfortable for Navarro. Davenport has had some big innings this season. They had a 4-run frame just a few nights ago in the cover behind win. Tuesday night, that came over Austin Wave, 6-3. That's a strike delivered to Brashears. Last time up, roped an RBI double to left center. Going back to game one, Brashears has 4 hits today. 2 of them doubles. There's a ball roped to left. That's a base hit, and that will load the bases. Good day at the plate for the Panther catcher, Tristan Brashears. And a well-deserved high five there. You see again will be called back for a courtesy runner. The bases are full now and a chance for Navarro to really create some separation. Mark Wozniak at the plate. Courtesy runner is Caleb Thomas over at first base now for Navarro, and they'll bring another one in at third. So Muniga will exit as he gets ready to pitch.
Running at first, Caleb Thomas.
And Hunter Monroe.
Third, Hunter Monroe.
And a courtesy run at third. Wozniak, 1 for 4 so far with the run scored as Rudwick misses for ball 1. Talked earlier about those Texas teams playing at the NCAA tournament today. Texas Tech and Baylor already won. The other 2 Texas teams playing lead. Houston, a 2 seed out of the Midwest region. Not exactly a sizable lead, but up on Cleveland State, a 15 seed, 35-29 towards the end of the first half. That's inside and gets away for the catcher, Barone, and this will bring home the Panthers' 8th run. Monroe scores as the courtesy runner for Muniga. And the other 2 runners advance as well to second and third, respectively. North Texas, a 13 seed. Champions out of Conference USA, leading a 4 seed Purdue in the South region, 29-20. 3 minutes to go in the first half of that game. Grounded foul and may have gone off the leg there of Wozniak. Trying to shake it off. Got him on the inner part of that right leg. A painful strike 2 there for Wozniak. Trying his best to shrug it off. And our plate umpire is dusting off home plate as Wozniak continues to try and again shrug off a tough foul ball. A base hit here could drive home 2 more. Big opportunity here for Wozniak to maybe help put this game out of reach. 2-2. Strikes out instead. Rudwick, good pitch as Wozniak expands his strike zone.
Now batting left fielder.
It's the first strikeout for Rudwick.
Monkaroo.
Brings up Jackson Monkaroo. RBI double his last time up. He has reached 3 times in game 2. Has also walked twice and scored twice. High for ball 1. It was a 7-3 lead for Navarro coming into the 7th inning. 1 insurance run already in for Navarro. It was a 4-3 game going into the 6th. Veteran Panther team, though, playing well in the late innings. 3 in the 6th, 1 here in the 7th, while keeping Davenport off the scoreboard. 2 balls and a strike to Monkaroo, whose pitching again was really impressive in game 1 today. 2-2. Rudwick trying to keep this a 5-run game heading into the bottom of the 7th. Cap fills, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And let's see the approach here from the young pitcher Rudwick on 3-2. It's high for ball 4. 3rd walk of the inning. Loads the bases now for William Boswell.
Now batting third baseman number 10, Will Boswell.
Boswell has walked twice, also has an infield base hit. He has scored a run. A lot of quality at-bats for Coach Christopher Cavazos' Panthers team. 1 through 9 of the order. As Boswell takes inside for ball 1. Again, another base hit would make life a lot easier for Sam Muniga when he takes him out at the bottom of the 7th. That's a ground ball, and that's through for a hit. That's going to score 1. It will keep the bases loaded as Thomas, the courtesy runner, holds up at third base. Boswell delivers. It's now 9-3, Navarro on top.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Jacob Frederick.
So a base hit to left. Bringing home Reese Rojas. Base is still loaded now as Jacob Frederick, the 8th batter of the inning, comes up. The Panthers sent 8 to the plate in the 6th inning as they have gotten to this bullpen for Davenport. And Coach Kindan will visit with Rudwick on the mound, and looks like he'll make another change. It looks like that the Wolves are going with Meckler to pitch. And they will. So as he warms up, we'll step aside. Navarro on top, 9-3, still batting in the top of the 7th as we wrap up this doubleheader on the Wolves Network.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. The techno-dexterous? Stay connected in every way. Take our quick Wi-Fi Score Quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi Score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Old man Cliff's daughter. She's been murdered.
Persons of interest?
At this point, the whole town.
Were you here all day? There's someone that can vouch for that.
Never liked her or her family, but I didn't kill her.
Did you kill your daughter?
She may have betrayed me, but I didn't kill her.
I will find the killer.
Blue Ridge, premieres Saturday, March 13th at 8 Eastern on INSP.
6th appearance of the season in relief coming up for Cody Meckler here for Davenport. So Meckler making his way from second base now to the mound as Rudwick exits from the mound and taking Meckler's place over at second. 9-3, Navarro on top as Meckler gets in his final warm-up pitches. Again, his 6th appearance this season and his previous 5 has an ERA of 1.40. 5 strikeouts, 5 walks for Meckler. Has a save. This obviously not a save situation. No wins or losses on the year. Meckler is the 4th pitcher of the game to come in now for Davenport. And trying to work out of a bases-loaded jam. 2 runs already in for Davenport, or for Navarro, beg your pardon, here in the top of the 7th. Jacob Frederick, the batter. 3 on, 2 out. And that gets away. That will bring home the 10th run for Navarro as Thomas comes home to score. Caleb Thomas was a courtesy runner in for Tristan Brashears. And Navarro, again, creating a lot of separation after Davenport had cut the lead down to 1. It was a 4-3 game going into the 6th. Navarro since in 6 unanswered. 3 more here in the 7th and not done batting yet. 1-0 to Frederick from Meckler. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. Meckler last pitched this past Saturday against San Antonio Johnson. Inning and 2/3 in and had 3 strikeouts, a season high. Also has appearances against Lytle, Randolph, and Uvalde. Two and one to Frederick from Meckler. Big delivery, but misses. 3 balls and a strike. Bryce Knoll, who started this game on the mound for Navarro, waits on deck. The Panthers have gotten really good pitching in this doubleheader. On the outer half, strike 2. Again, Makaru, the winner in game 1, struck out 10. Null, the starter here in game 2, 4 strikeouts. Muniga has come in and has pitched well, facing just one more than the minimum. Has 2 strikeouts himself. Grounded foul. Frederick so far, 1 for 4 in game 2. Did have a base hit in his last at-bat of the 6th. Has also struck out twice. Full count. Walks to load the bases yet again.
Now batting shortstop, number 14, Bryce Null.
9th batter of the 7th coming up now for Navarro. Between this inning and the 6th, 17 batters coming up for the Panthers. Null, 1 for 2 with a triple. That drove home a run back in the 2nd. He's also walked twice and takes ball 1. Again, Meckler trying to end this inning. But Navarro not giving away at-bats right now. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Aiden Shupak, who began the inning with a flyout, awaits on deck. The only other out that the Wolves have recorded was a strikeout of Wozniak. That was 5 batters ago. Last 4 have reached. And Null there, green light on 3-0. 3-1. Meckler and Davenport anxious to get up to the plate and bat in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have to wait at least one more batter. RBI walk, Bryce Null. 3rd walk he's drawn here in game 2. That's his 2nd RBI. Makaru to the plate and scores for the 3rd time today. Now it's Aiden Shupak, as the Panthers have now batted around. And this now marks their 9th game of the season with 10 runs or more. Got a quick visit in the infield as Meckler talks to Rudwick and his catcher Barone, along with Payne over at shortstop. Another young pitcher on the mound here. Meckler, a sophomore, digs in now to face Shupak. Bases loaded, 2 down. Rolls away. And now a 9-run lead for the Panthers. Boswell scores as Frederick will take 3rd and Null over to 2nd. Again, this experienced Navarro team just knowing how to put a game away. I've taken this from a tight 1-run contest in the 6th into a 9-run lead here in the 7th. 5 runs are in already. 10th batter at the plate. And runners at 2nd and 3rd. A ball and a strike, and it turns to 1-2 now. Shupak hitless, 0 for 3 here in game 2. Grounds that up the middle. And it gets underneath Payne into center. Throw to the plate is offline. Heading over to third base now is Shupak, and he's there. 2 more runs in. 14-3. Now the score here. Navarro has exploded in the top of the 7th inning. 7 runs in.
Number 13, Sam Moniga.
And the inning continues. Batter number 11 comes up to the plate. Frederick Anall scoring the runs there for Navarro on that play. Meckler's first pitch to Muniga. That ball's hit towards center. That's down for a base hit. Shupak comes home and scores 15-3.
Now batting right fielder, number 9, Marco Moncada.
And now Marco Moncada at the plate in place of Reese Rojas at the DH spot. Moncada had been playing in the outfield for the Panthers, and now gets his first chance to bat. Muniga, the RBI, meanwhile. And since 66th inning, easy for me to say, he's reached 3 times. And how about Moncada? A base hit. Pinch inning here in the 7th.
Running at second, Hunter Monroe, number 7. Now batting the catcher, number 12, Tristan Brashear.
So since the strikeout of Mark Wozniak, 7 straight have reached here for Navarro. And out of the plate, Tristan Brashears. And he has been a tough out today for Davenport. Exhibit A right there, a base hit up the middle. Brashears' second hit of this inning. And again, will be lifted for a courtesy runner.
On to run number 16, Caleb Thomas. Now batting number 4.
Caleb Thomas, the courtesy runner, and the bases are loaded again. And here's Wozniak, who represents the last out. Or it's his spot in the order. It's not Wozniak hitting here. Instead, it is Reed Fishbeck. Reaches and fouls it off. So Coach Cavazos starting to empty his bench a little bit as Navarro is pulled away here in the top of the 7th. 8 runs to the plate here for the Panthers. Fishbeck lines that to left for a base hit as the Panthers go station to station. So an RBI pinch hit single to left for Fishbeck. Makes it now a 16-3 game. Miss Muniga comes home to score.
Now batting number 7, Hunter Monroe.
Moncada at third. Caleb Thomas, the courtesy runner for Brashears at second, and Fishbeck now at first. First pitch, strike 1. 15th bat of the plate here for Navarro. And this is Hunter Monroe. His first at-bat here today. Monroe has been called upon as a courtesy runner a number of times in both games. And I saw him record the final out on the mound back in game 1. 0-2. Turns to a ball and 2 strikes. Beckler shaking his head, just trying to get out of the 7th inning. Monroe, that's a base hit into the corner. Knocked down by Milky. And another 2 runs are in. 18-3 Navarro, 2-run single Monroe. An 11-run score by Navarro here in the top of the 7th. So Monroe, big smile at his face as he comes through in his moment.
Now batting number 15, Carlos Contreras.
And another pinch hitter comes up for the Panthers. Carlos Contreras is in. And the odds are, if you put on a jersey today for Navarro, you find your way into the game. That is strike 1. Delivered to Contreras. Those last runs scored by Moncada and Caleb Thomas. Fishbeck now at third. Up the middle. Knocked down by Payne at short. The throw gets away. And Contreras is safe at first. That's a good play by Payne at short, by the way, to simply get to the baseball. Tough throw across the field. As Thompson tried to dig it out. As the run comes home to score.
Number 16, Caleb Thomas.
Fishbeck scored that run of the RBI infield single from Contreras. Caleb Thomas, another player who's been called upon as a courtesy runner a number of times, now getting his first at-bat in the spot of Jacob Frederick. The scorebook right now looks very, very interesting. A ground ball to second. The throw to first will mercifully end the top of the 7th. 12-run score for Navarro in the inning. They send 16 batters to the plate and leave 2 on. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Navarro 3 outs away from a doubleheader sweep.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. The techno-dexterous? Stay connected in every way. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Old man Cliff's daughter. She's been murdered.
Persons of interest?
At this point, the whole town.
Were you here all day? There's someone that can vouch for that.
Never liked her or her family, but I didn't kill her.
Did you kill your daughter?
She may have betrayed me, but I didn't kill her.
I will find the killer.
Blue Ridge, premieres Saturday, March 13th at 8 Eastern on INSP.
A massive top of the 7th for Navarro. 12 runs off 8 hits for the Panthers. And what was a 7-3 game was turned into a 19-3 affair.
Now batting for the Wolves, 22,
as Navarro
Bubba
exploded in the top of the 7th inning. Sam Muniga back out of the hill as he faces Bubba Thompson. It's Thompson, Locke Taylor, and Caleb Pacheco coming up to bat. Sun slowly setting on this Friday night as we hit the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour here from Davenport High School. Quickly 0-2. Or a strikeout, I beg your pardon, of Thompson on 3 pitches. And that's the first
Now
out.
Number 20, Locke.
That
Taylor.
brings up Locke Taylor. Taylor takes strike one. Again, the 12 runs off 8 hits. 17 came to the plate for Navarro in the top of the 7th. And they still managed to strand 2 runners on. Taylor, a ground ball, good play at third, long throw, and it pulled the first baseman off the bag. So Wozniak couldn't keep his foot down.
Right fielder 14.
Taylor is safe on an infield single. I'll bring up Caleb Pacheco. Pacheco 1 for 3 in game 2, had the base hit back in the second. At the time, it was a controversial play. The game was still very much in doubt. Had a base hit to left, tried to leg out a double, got to second, was called safe on a tag that was called late. Live, it looked like it was in time. An argument started by Christopher Cavazos, the Navarro head coach, resulted in a successful overturn of the call. At the time, it was only a 2-0 game. That was an inning that Davenport scored in as well. It was 2-1 going into the third. And that call at the time loomed large. 0-2 to Pacheco. Good swing into center for a base hit. So, 2 hits here in game 2 now for Caleb Pacheco. Runners at first and second for Weston Waxler.
Third baseman, number 18, Weston Waxler.
And while the score currently is lopsided, again, these are some important at-bats here for Davenport. Their final ones before the start of 28-4A play. And a chance for this young team to build some more confidence at the plate as Waxler steps up. Had that 2-run single back in the 5th. Takes that bell tie for a strike, 0-1. That 2-run single from Waxler came back in the 5th inning. Cut a 4-1 lead of 4-3. Had ourselves a ball game. But Davenport got some separation in the 6th, scoring 3 times. It was 7-3. Not out of the realm of possibility coming back from that deficit. But 12 runs in the top of the 7th kind of shut the door on that conversation.
Now batting number 5.
Waxler strikes out, and the Wolves are down to their final out of the game. As Hamlin comes up here for Davenport. Saw him pitch in relief earlier in this game in place of the starter Bubba Thompson. 5 solid innings today from Thompson as a starter, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. And that ground ball kind of mishandled there, and Pacheco is safe at second. Kind of a weird play, and everybody is safe. Now it's Ty Barone with the bases loaded. And again, while the game is out of reach, a big opportunity here for the young catcher. And there's a swing towards left. That ball is deep, and it is off the wall. So Barone delivers. This could score 3. Here's Hamlin coming to the plate, and he is in. A bases-clearing double. Banged home by Ty Barone. That's his second double of the game. And there he comes through in his big moment in the bottom of the 7th, despite the fact the game is in hand. For Barone, a big moment there. And capitalizes. Taylor, Pacheco, Hamlin score the runs. And now it's Tristan Rudwick. Keep in mind, again, that going into the top of this inning, it was 7-3 the score. Of course, you change one thing, you change everything, but hadn't Davenport found a way to keep Navarro scoreless, you wonder where things might stand right now, as Rudwick is hit by a pitch. And Muniga is finding that third and final out to be elusive. And that'll bring up Emmett Griman. And Muniga will visit with his infield. Probably a similar conversation of what we saw take place in this game, or this day in Game 1, when the reliever Hunter Monroe came in and allowed a couple to reach. Had a brief conversation with Boswell, likely telling him, look at the score, throw strikes. Ball 1 to Emmett Griman. Griman 1 for 4. Did reach, though, his last time up on an error at third base. Head ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. This has been one of the longer innings that the Wolves have had in terms of at-bats. Their 7th batter of the plate comes up. The ball is booted at second base and to center. Throw to the plate way offline. Barone comes home to score, and another run comes in. Or did he? No, the tag applied there by Muniga, and that will end the game as Rudwick is thrown out of the plate. Into this game by a final score of 19-7. Kind of a wild finish here from Wolfpack Park. But with that play, that is the end of the game. And the final play before the start of 28 4A play now for Davenport. So Navarro sweeps his doubleheader this afternoon. Again, turning into the evening here from Davenport High School. And that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Davenport High. On behalf of our entire Wolves Network crew, I'm Brant Freeman saying once again the final score, Navarro 19, Davenport 7 from Wolfpack Park. Good night.